It is the 11th day of June 2018. Welcome to New Vision TV News around Uganda, where we look at stories making headlines across the country. I am your host, Ruthi Nasije. Let us kickstart off today's bulletin from Arua District. The body of Arua Municipality MP Ibrahim Abiriga, who was killed along with his bodyguard, will be laid to rest today in Lukudu Village, Ramba Parish, Rhino Camp Sub-County in Lower Madi Constituency, Arua District. The remains arrived back home amid slogans of praise by thousands of emotional supporters and family members. The military helicopter transporting Abiriga's body touched down at Arua Airfield at 4:26 p.m. and then the body was taken to his home at Anyafio cells. Some of the supporters knelt on the ground and others kept pressing their heads against the perimeter wall at the airfield in an attempt to have a glimpse of his body. The procession to take his body from the airfield to his home took nearly 3 hours because the surging crowd could not allow the van carrying the body to move faster. Along the way, hundreds of youth stopped the van carrying Abiriga's body, demanding to carry it on their shoulders. This prompted police to find the air, and also the video preparations were cancelled as youth destroyed chairs and property. However, the situation normalized before 9 p.m. last night. Moving on to Kiso District, a month after the demise of 54-year-old Zakayo, a rescued baby chimp has been named as his successor and ambassador for all the other chimps that have been rescued from captivity. Dr. Jane Goodall, a world-renowned chimpanzee and nature conservationist, has named the chimp Zakayo II, saying that it will continue to carry on the role the late primate had as a representative of all the chimps rescued from captivity and rehabilitated. The christening took place at the Uganda Wildlife Education Center in Entebbe Zoo. Unfortunately, Zakayo II, who was rescued from traffickers at Kasioha Kitomi in western Uganda 2 weeks ago, could not attend his own christening. Ronald Wako, the head of the primate section at the zoo, said that Zakayo II is still undergoing a quarantine procedure and could not be exposed to the world before it completes the full body check and treatment. Instead, Janet, who was also rescued a month ago from captivity, represented him. Zakayo died in April last year from chronic gastroenteritis. As we continue looking at stories making headlines across the country, let us take a break and let's take a look at what is making headlines in today's copy of the New Vision. The headlining story today is Museveni orders new security measures. Also, experts warn on carrying meat in Kavera. The picture here on the front page is in the chambers of Parliament, and we see legislators eulogizing the late slain fellow legislator Ibrahim Abiriga. His body was in state yesterday, and we have details of what happened and much more of this. Also in the New Vision, don't forget there are over 9 pages of jobs. So if you're looking for a job or you would wish to change a career, your copy of the New Vision is right here for you, and it has the solution that you really need. Inside the New Vision, Museveni condemns MP Abiriga killers, and also carrying meat in Kavera dangerous, the experts say. Then poor storage of exhibits affects gender-based violence cases. That is a story we have in detail. Then chaos scenes as youth hijack Abiriga's body from police. That is the story we have here. We have a pictorial for you that you would wish to see what really happened in Arua yesterday. Moving on, MP's Mona Abiriga, that is a story that you should also read from today's copy of the New Vision. Man held over maiming woman. And then police orders closure of churches. That is happening in Kabalori. The regional section has so many stories for you that you could read from today's copy. Then how Uganda can end the plastic pollution plague. Remember, World Environment Day was last week, and The theme was, if you cannot reuse it, refuse it. And so we have a story here on how Uganda can end the plastic pollution plague. Also in the New Vision, every Monday we have the health and beauty pullout, and the headlining story is how to manage autism in children. More stories on genital abnormalities in men and how genital abnormalities can be corrected in childhood. Those are some of the stories you could grab from the health and beauty pullout. Also, the fresh in the New Vision is always your infrastructure pullout that comes out every Monday. The headlining story is big roads, more electricity to boost investment. More, we will achieve low cost of electricity, says the president. Museveni and land acquisition challenge threatening Karuma timelines. More stories that you should expect from the infrastructure pullout. So grab your copy of the New Vision and get those details. And moving on, let's go to the sports docket, where we have 30 million shillings richer. Who is getting that money and where is it coming from? The New Vision has the details for you. Then don't miss your World Cup magazine, says the sports editor of the New Vision. I have a story for you here and how you can get what you can get from the World Cup magazine. Yes, more stories from the sports docket. KCC at 10, what they say, and then Shaban may quit as KCCFC. Those are some of the stories you should read from the sports docket. You know, the New Vision has everything for you and every story in detail, and much more stories that I have not talked about. So grab your copy at only 2,000 shillings. And remember, we are proudly the leading daily. Moving on to more stories making headlines across the country. Let's stick to Wakiso district, where fraud is on the rise in the Wakiso district land management office, putting the district lands office and the police on the spot. The resident district commissioner, Major David Matovu, said the situation had reached the extent of fraudsters scanning the portraits on headstones, on graves, and posing as landowners in order to steal land. Matovu made the remarks while officiating at the launch of the Wakiso District Land Stakeholders Forum at Wakiso Resource Center in Wakiso District on Friday. The forum, formed with the support of Transparency International Uganda, is intended to collaborate efforts to fight land crime and empower people regarding their land rights. Matovu said out of 10 cases his office handles, 8 are about land, pitting landlords against tenants. The executive director of Transparency International, Peter Wandera, assured the RDC of his support in the fight for people's land. Finally, from Insinjeri District, refugee schools in Nachivale Settlement Camp based in Insinjeri District have urged charity organizations and African governments to raise funds to provide ICT technology equipment to refugee host schools. They also want the internet to enable learners stay informed, communicate, and understand their rights. Ali Hazariru Lugemwa, the head teacher at Nachivale SS, said, due to the absence of ICT, many refugee children in schools are losing their competence in using some facilities. Nachivale SS has an enrollment of over 1,700 students, the majority of whom are refugees from 8 countries. And that is all from me, Ruth Naseje, and the New Vision TV team. Just get more news updates by visiting our website www.newvision.co.ug/video. I am Ruth Naseje.